Thursday at noon to Monday at 10 a.m. to start the week off right. So let me know what topics you guys want to talk about. But today I want to kind of do a Q&A on the eBay winter update that happened yesterday and ask you guys, is eBay still worth it for you or not? The more notable things that happened were there's a 0.3% final value fee increase. So if you do $1 million in sales or more, that's $3,000 a year more in eBay fees. The 30-cent refund, they are now refunding back to the seller. Before we were eating that. And the promoted listings rate is on the whole amount now instead of just the sale price. So they're charging the promoted listings fee on shipping as well. And that was one of the secret hacks I had, was I was overcharging on shipping a bit and undercharging on the item cost a little bit to make the promoted listings go further for me. A lot of people ask me what my promoted listings rate is. It's 1.1%. I'm happy with 1.1%, but if you increase it, you will get more sales. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any feedback, comments. As usual, there's a lot of complaining, so we'll see if there are any questions. And I also want to talk about working from home today. Anything pop up?
Just hello from California.
What's up, everyone? Let me know where you guys are from, what you're doing, and more important, and most importantly, I want to know what everyone's listing goal is. And I think I may shift to, I'd like to shift to 30 a day in addition to staff, because I really like that goal. At $10 profit per item, 30 a day, 7 days a week is 210 listings per week. That's another 100,000. So if I can keep up an average of 30 listings per day, which is 42 listings Monday through Friday, that adds another $100,000 profit to my bottom line. And for me personally, does this seller update affect whether or not eBay is worth it to me? It doesn't matter. The actual effect of a 0.3% final value fee increase and a 30-cent refund coming back to me and a promoted listings rate, I'd say for me personally, that's maybe a $5,000 to $10,000 kick in the nuts per year. That's not going to stop me from selling on eBay. It's a lot of money though.
Question from Zymergy. Do you have information on whether the new promoted listings fee will be applied to all the fees for GSP?
I don't think so. I don't think all of the GSP fees is probably just the shipping cost and the item cost. There's more fees associated with GSP, including, I believe, a higher payment fee. I think it's 1% higher if it's an international sale. So make sure that you account for that also. And there also is there's a glitch right now with the eBay shipping labels. So as an example, I got a short postage fee on, I got a USPS short postage fee of $32 on a FedEx package that I shipped for $32. So I don't know what's wrong with the eBay billing, but that already fixed itself. So this morning, a bunch of people were talking about eBay short fees, so I had to look it up. In your transaction fees, if you click on payment, the category that it's in is other fee. So click other fees and it will show you your short fees. I had to look it up this morning. I do have one on a FedEx package. Now, this is the part that's makes it obvious, is it's a glitch and it will go away. So most likely eBay won't issue anything about this. They'll just make it go away. So the FedEx package that I shipped, I got a USPS short fee of the identical amount that it charged. And from my understanding, it's because FedEx didn't charge on time. So it's February 10th. So for me, I got the charge for a label on January 11th. So FedEx charges you once the item has already been delivered. So it's a very unusual fee that I got, and it will be removed. So I'm not worried about it. I think every time eBay has an update, people lose a day, a week, a month of complaining, whining. For me, I don't skip a beat because it doesn't matter. It's like very insignificant. This should not affect whether or not you sell on eBay or not. None of the updates should. It's always try not to stack things too high in your store so you don't die. But it shouldn't affect your business so much that it affects anything really.
There's questions coming in asking what is this update on. It seems like the promoted listings is the main thing. What is that update that just happened?
Okay, so this, to clarify what the update is let's say you charge $10 for an item and $5 shipping, and you have a 1% fee, or 1% promoted listings on $10. So you're going to end up paying 10 cents on the $10. That was the original. But now if you charge $5 shipping, they're going to charge you 5 cents on the $5 shipping too. And they used to only charge you promoted listings on the front part. So now they're charging it on both parts. That's the new, that came out yesterday. So one of the reasons why I was charging so much for shipping, people were like, aren't your customers turned off by $8.99 for shipping? They are. I have best offer turned on, so people make me an offer and I can still accept for the shipping. But because the $8.99 wasn't being charged the promoted listings fee, that was like one of the things I did not talk about on YouTube because I didn't want people copying that. But people copy it anyway. So, and by the way, the size of my boxes are 30 by 8 by 8 and they are still sold out. So there's something, doesn't matter what size boxes you get, but they are currently still sold out on Uline.
We got a super chat from William.
What's up, William?
Hey, Chris, question. If I have a list of customers with an eBay email, can I email them with Gmail to send a coupon?
You can, but I recommend that you don't spam them. So put, thank you so much for your purchase from eBay. Keep it very professional. Thank you for buying an item from me. If you want to check out my other items, here's my coupon. If you want to unsubscribe, please put unsubscribe in the title or just let me know. And I would use a mail program if you're going to email people directly so you can build your database. But remember, there's very strict anti-spam laws. So you can't just email people marketing to them. What I would do is send a thank you email with marketing in it. But don't send them sale 20% off because they didn't ask for that email and they did not subscribe to you. So a thank you email can kind of scoot underneath the radar because you're just saying thank you so much for buying from me. Like I wouldn't be mad if somebody emailed me that, but if they emailed me 20% off sale and I didn't ask for that, then you can actually get a pretty hefty fine for that, especially if you're doing it bulk.
A couple questions together. One from Paul the Picker. Paul was at the event.
What's
by
up,
the
Paul?
way. Hey, Chris, what will your promoted listing strategy be with the new structure? That seems to be the biggest change. And then along with that, there's a question from Aaron. Curious what your thoughts are for those of us using a higher promoted listing fee. I model my fee by tech and sports and promote 10%. Worth it to lower my promoted rate?
So it depends on your margins. So if you buy something for $1 and you sell it for 10, the promoted listings fee, let's say you charge 10 plus shipping. So now you have to account for the promoted listings fee on the shipping part. So it just depends on your margins. If you can afford it, then do higher promoted listings. But I've noticed that even since I've started using promoted listings, the rate has gone up. So what eBay has done officially is they have found a way to take more money. So they're doing more revenue without doing any additional work, which is surprising to me because I feel like eBay has enough money to do both. They have enough money to create new things for us. Like I would love to have live auctions. There's a lot of live auction sites popping up and it's about to pop up on Shopify. This is happening soon. So I don't know if you guys know, I talk about it sometimes. I have a really good friend who works for Kylie Jenner. So when Kylie Jenner promotes something on her Instagram, the average amount of sales it creates is $200 million. So when she says, hey, buy my new lipstick, $200 million in sales every time she says something. That's why her Instagram posts are worth $1 million, right? So it's coming where she'll be able to live auction her stuff. That's coming. There's right now, I think 10 companies working on this, plugging that plugin into Shopify. So you have your own shop, right? You go on the Instagram, you start talking about it, boom, starts selling immediately, direct from you to the consumer. That's happening right now. I wish eBay had that option coming, right? They have enough money to do it. They're in Silicon Valley. They could just pay someone to add this new feature, but they're not doing that yet. So I think in the works, eBay is hopefully working on something, but the only thing they've been doing recently is raising the fees. But I think people are confused. There's also been a lot of comments saying eBay doesn't care about sellers. I don't agree with that. They care more about high volume sellers and they care more about high end buyers. High end buyers don't have the lowball problem and they don't have the can't pay problem. The people who spend $700 or more a year on eBay, they're more important. They're looking for those types of buyers. I've seen different rules for people who have different kinds of accounts. I think that's pretty obvious because people have done reports on eBay Partner Network. And for example, Best Buy, I bet Best Buy, and I don't know for sure, I bet their final value fee is lower than us. right? Best Buy doesn't need eBay. Why is Best Buy on eBay? They're on eBay because somehow, one, when you are on eBay, sometimes you'll see Best Buy ads. So they have some kind of partnership that makes it worth it. Because why would Best Buy even be on eBay? You can go to bestbuy.com. Why are they paying eBay the final value fee? Probably because eBay's worked out a deal with them. I don't know what the rate is again. There's definitely NDA between Best Buy and eBay, but it's not what we pay.
Question from Nicola. Would you suggest full organization of inventory before increasing your listing goal per day if you have a massive amount of inventory, or organize an extra hour every day after listing shipping times?
I definitely recommend all one inventory system before you add more because you'll fall further and further behind. This has happened twice in the last 2 days. People have basically tried to solve their problems with a larger listing goal. And I can tell you from experience, there's actually a guy in the call, shout out to Dax, who said there's a pre-Tech and Sports Chris and a post-Tech and Sports Chris. So for me, before, he said I was more squirrel brain. I would just expand like crazy. Just hire more people, get a bigger space, and don't worry about it. But now, as you guys can see, my store is growing really slowly. I'm really taking my time. I'm not in a hurry because I don't want to screw up my store. So last year I had up to 28,000 items in my store. Right now I have 4,000, and I'm just slowly growing that over time. If you guys are watching my available listings, they're just slowly going up because I recognize now if you grow without systems, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You can get in trouble fast.
Question from Lock MP3. How many solds in 90 days should I have before I move up to an eBay store instead of basic?
So that's going to depend. If you Google which eBay store should I get, eBay has a really cool write-up on which eBay store you should get, and they'll tell you at what rate your insertion fees equal what. There's a couple exceptions to the rule. If you sell items that are risky or items that are high dollar amount, maybe get the Anchor Store account, which is $300 per month so that you can get US support. When you call that number, you will get somebody in the US most likely immediately, and they'll be able to address an issue with you. That's $300 a month and very expensive. So right now the premium store gets you 10,000 items. So it's $60. That's the best bang per buck anywhere. $60 to list 10,000 items. There's a basic store below that. There's a starter store below that. I recommend probably just getting a premium store and trying to get to 10 to 30 listings a day, and then keep that all year long. Another thing I want to mention is in both examples the last 2 days of people who were asking about increasing their listing goal, both examples did not have a consistent listing goal to begin with. So I would rather you list 5 all year than 25 one day and 0 for the next week. That's not as effective on this particular platform. I'm going to be releasing a video next week about why people aren't consistent with listing. And when you are consistent with listing, eBay actually gives you a set amount of traffic. This is why I think it's confusing when people say, is eBay still worth it or not? eBay essentially works for you. You guys realize that, right? They are the marketing department for your company. You can choose at any time to not sell on eBay. They don't need you. So they are the marketing department. Is it worth it for you? Add up the final value fee and the promoted listings fee. If that's worth it for you, then you can continue to sell there. But it's mind-blowing to me, the people who complain about eBay but choose to still sell there. And the people that comment on my videos, stopped selling on eBay years ago. Why are you watching my channel then? My channel is only about people who want to grow their store.
Super chat from Papa Giles.
Thank you, Papa Giles.
Do you think a call button next to a listing would be a good idea to add to our eBay store? I have seen this icon before on a big store I wanted.
I would say 100% no, not worth it. I don't want to talk to customers. I've been in sales my whole life, and I want to reduce the correspondence with customers, which a lot of people asked yesterday, because another part of the update is they're going to start introducing threaded replies. They're going to make the eBay app look like Instagram. So you can slide into your seller's DMs and ask, yo, you got any more stuff? And it'll be threaded like Instagram or Facebook Messenger, right? And it'll be beautiful and fun. And then I said in my videos, I'm trying to reduce customer reaction or correspondence. And people are saying, well, which is it? Do you want to increase your communication or decrease your communication? I'm still in the decreased communication camp. I will have that tool if they want to contact me, but I'm not here to make friends. And I think that as long as you have quality products, they will shop from you again. The perfect customer for me is somebody who repeat buys and they just say, thanks. There's no need for more stuff for me personally.
Let's see.
No worries.
This is not pre-recorded, by the way.
Not pre-recorded.
This is live.
This is live.
Okay, question from Flying Cheetah. For the people just starting out, how do we find a niche? Common question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pop up on Instagram Reel and a TikTok about this. But essentially, it comes down to 5 things. It comes down to cost of goods sold. How much do you want to spend per item? Right? Do you want to spend $100 to make 10? Do you want to spend 10 to make 10? Do you want to spend $1 to make 10? So how much money are you comfortable with risking to make a certain amount? I like the $10 model because I'm comfortable spending 100 to make 10. Some people, they need to 10 times their money. So they're going to spend 20, they need to make 200. So cost of goods, number 1. So you're going to start narrowing down your niche based on how much money you have. Availability, what's around you. I would love to sell Hermes Birkin bags, but I don't know where to get them. I don't know how to get them. I don't know what lists I need to be on. So the availability is, for me, is 0. I wouldn't be able to get it. Shipping, space, right? How much space do you need to sell what you're looking for? So it depends on where you live. If you live in New York City in Manhattan, don't sell furniture. It's too bulky. If you live in Montana and you have a 5,000 square foot place for $200 a month, sell furniture. And then what were the other ones? Cost of goods, space, storage, shipping,
Knowledge.
Thank you. So the last one was knowledge, which is sell something that you already know a lot about. Are you a collector of Funko Pop? Go for Funko Pop. I was looking at a Funko Pop seller last week that sold 650 Funko Pops per day. That's a lot of Funko Pops. Okay, this person really likes it. That's like a dream job for somebody to sit in their basement and just pack and ship and sell Funko Pops all day long. And remember, in the Funko Pop category, people care about the box. They care about the everything. They take a picture of all angles of the box, pack it securely. I think that's a cool niche to be in for graded. Graded Funko Pops is cool because it literally would be sealed so the box doesn't get damaged. I wonder how they do it so that it doesn't get damaged in it.
Question from One for the Task. Hey Chris, happy Thursday from Florida. Laser focused on sports cards singles shipped with eBay standard envelope under $20 cards.
Yep.
Listing goal 15 a day. Any ideas on how to increase profit per order?
Definitely. So profit per order is interesting because it's going to decrease over time. Shipping gets more expensive. Storage gets more expensive. The only way to do it is combined. So like I was saying on a previous video this week, I had either 8 or 9 orders on Monday that were, actually, I can't remember how many, multiple orders of 3. So I had 3 pairs of jeans that fit into one padded flat rate. And let's see. People were asking how. Let me see if I can do it. All right. Sorry for the microphone. This might be loud. So if you get 3 pairs of jeans, and then I put them in plastic bags, I would open them a little bit so that the air can escape. And I essentially just squeeze. And then I just finesse it in there. So three pairs of women's jeans, 1 padded flat rate, which is $8.20 for me. So that's how I do it. A lot of people ask that. That's also a reason why I don't sell men's jeans, because I don't have the opportunity to reduce. I don't have the opportunity to increase my profit per order. Yeah, this is my best friend. I consider this the Cadillac of mailers. Your items are just comfortably arrived. You've got the bubble wrap. It's free. So, yeah, that's like a huge hack for my business.
Question from Steamy Grave. Do you have a lot of issues with people returning clothing and tags removed?
No. So I only sell about 5% new with tags to begin with. So not really. And then the items that I sell, no one is returning Dockers after they've worn it, to the playground. It's like I'm not selling high-end rental clothing, but there are definitely companies like that. I think that's why I don't know if this is everywhere, but they have a company here called Rent the Runway, and you can just rent something cool for a day or two and send it back. But I don't have that because I'm not selling high-end items, so I don't get a ton of rentals. And I just ordered a pair of sneakers from eBay Authenticate, and they have that like the StockX sticker on it. And if you would have to remove that tag in order to wear the pair of shoes, and that's going to help eBay Authenticate deny that return. So on a higher end item, eventually eBay will authenticate everything, in my opinion. Also, something I noticed with eBay Authenticate, they send it in a different box. So like, I received two pairs in yesterday that were in an eBay shoebox, which is interesting. So that means they're repackaging it again. So they're really starting to pay attention to how the items are going to the customer so they can sort of validate legit returns or not. So if you're in a category where people might rent it, just be a little careful.
Question from Everclear 1102. What's your opinion of Whatnot? I've tried paying for auctions and they all failed. The site/app is full of bugs and I don't get why people are paying above eBay prices.
Come on, how do you not get it? So Whatnot is this live auction site. It is awesome, in my opinion. I think it's really cool. I think live auction's huge. I mentioned it earlier in the chat too. I haven't seen it be that buggy. I purchased a few items on it to learn how it works. I'm approved to sell on Whatnot, but I'm currently not doing that yet. But the reason why things sell for more than eBay, come on, it's because the influencer. It's because it's fun. So if I go on there and I sell something, people are going to pay a premium if I bring my own audience. Sometimes more than the eBay price, which is ridiculous. So that means I list a Daily Refinement hat. It might sell for $70 because it's my own brand and there's somebody who really wants it. And that hat, maybe it's on sale on eBay for $24.99 and nobody wants it. It's just because the fun part of bidding. And I haven't had that issue. It's taken my money immediately. So as soon as I bid, it asks, do you want to enter in your information? I enter it in and it does it. And I saw a couple of posts on Instagram saying that the offer to, like on eBay, you put your payment information in. That's not new. eBay's been rolling that out and they're going to be rolling it out over the next year. eBay has 1 billion listings and hundreds of millions of users. Not everyone has the required payment information in order to submit an offer yet. That's coming. But if eBay were to add live auction, I think they would crush Whatnot. But they're not doing it yet, and I'm excited for that day because I'm ready.
Question from Hidden Marvel 21. Is
Yep.
there a good time to list for more views, or is it simply just take the photo, get it live ASAP? Small starter seller here, mostly vintage kids clothes.
You get 24 hours a day of boost, so it doesn't matter when you list it. But the official response from eBay is list when your customers are active. Official response from me doesn't matter because it's just about your daily consistent habit. So I wouldn't worry so much about what time because it can be a hurdle. So you want to make things easier. So list when you can, and things that you don't like, you want to put your cell phone in a drawer in your basement underneath a blanket because then it's harder to get to and you won't be distracted.
Question from Vic Torrey. I remember you don't offer any additional measurements. How do you answer potential buyers when they ask for them?
Okay, so I am honest with my customers and I say, sorry, I can't check for you. So we provide 2 to 3 measurements on our items. And if people ask for additional measurements, I'm just honest. I just say, thank you for your interest. We can't check for you. We have free returns. So some people will check and you have time to check. I want to put this down I wish I had a sign that said you have time. You have plenty of time. Somebody said, hey, Chris, can you check? I could go check. I just don't want to. So let's just be honest with ourselves. If you're going to just admit that you're lazy and you don't want to do it, because you do have time. I have a larger store and the customer service takes 10 minutes a day. So the big issue is taking a break in between, like, let's say you answer one question, go to Starbucks. Answer one question, go get a sandwich. The starting and stopping makes it impossible to get your tasks done.
Question from Overcoming Together. Thoughts on the global shipping program for a beginner?
Global shipping program is much easier. It allows you to get the whole audience worldwide. I recommend GSP all day long. We use GSP and Ship International, but if you're just starting, maybe domestic only. Don't do GSP because GSP, the global shipping program, is only a fraction of your sales, so don't worry about it too much.
Question from Amy, the Nebraska hanger. How much time out of your day do you spend updating your spreadsheet? I've just started using a Google document spreadsheet and it seems like a time suck. I am
0
getting
minutes, 1 hour a year. So right now, there's the 100 listing challenge, which I have, and that's to teach you how eBay fees work. But that's not how I do taxes. So as an example, for January, if I were doing taxes for January, I would download my bank statement. So my bank statement says eBay deposited X amount of money. I would subtract all my cost of goods, which I keep track of weekly. So I only have 4.3 lines per month. So it's just like all the withdrawals I have for cash for the ATM for the flea market. That's my cost of goods. I account for my expensive cost of goods up front. So depending on how you do your taxes, the line by line accounting is, in my opinion, just to teach you how eBay works. I would not recommend that unless you have a really small store and of items that are very expensive. Because in that case, typically you'd want to know, I paid 20 for this, 50 for this, 100 for this, 200 for that. Then you would know. If your items are cheap, then I would just do a flat average cost of goods sold, and that'll make it much easier.
Question from Anthony.
Yep.
Hey Chris, just hopped on and might be off topic, but do you have a good recommendation for thermal printer that has Bluetooth connectivity to Apple? I use my phone and iPad to list often.
So apparently the new Rollo wireless printer is great for that. I have a Rollo link. I think if you use it, it's $5 cheaper. But I don't recommend you do anything from your phone. As soon as you guys can, switch to your computer. Do everything from a computer. It's way faster and you can't get distracted as much. I think that's key. The eBay app is designed for business. So if you're just starting out, I still want you to have a small business, which I consider 5 a day. So less than 5 a day, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, I would like my group, my Patreon, to be 10,000 people who sell 5 or more items a day, and all of them are top rated. So that would be great, because then people would say, like, okay, this is my strategy to go from 10 to 15. And in a couple years down the road, if people are consistent, then we'll be talking about the high level call will be, where do I invest 100,000? Where do I invest 200,000? That'll be really cool after a couple of years of people saving. But that's essentially who my channel is for. 5 or more items. If you're just getting started, no problem. But I don't see why everyone shouldn't have a 5 a day listing habit, because it's extra income. If you max out, okay, hopefully you guys smash the like button for listening, subscribe. And also remember, right now the 401k max that you can submit every year is around $20,000. If you list 5 items a day, $10 profit, that's around $20,000 a year. You can max out your 401k, and depending on how old you are, that's millions of dollars when you retire. It's a lot of money. If you're under 30 years old listening to this, and you add 5 listings a day, and you just tell your friends, you know what? Every day I do 5 listings before I go to work. You won't even notice, but you'll have $20,000 extra at the end of the year. You don't have to do it after work. 5 a day, work, fun time after.
Super chat from Leah Organic.
What's up, Leah?
She says, thank you. Your content has helped me so much as a reseller.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. Question from Melissa Weeks. Chris, newbie here. Goal is 5 a day,
Yep.
working towards 35 drafts now. Should I just list 5 on the first day or more?
Go crazy, but just try to do at least a minimum of 5 per day. So increasing your listing goal, to be honest, is very difficult. If you're going from 5 to 10 a day, it means double everything. Double prep, double shopping, double everything, double shipping, double storage. So just take your time and grow. If you have a 35 draft bank, the reason why, okay, I'm gonna do a little chart here for everyone. This is eBay traffic, okay? So hopefully this helps people understand why you need to list every day. eBay will give you, let's do this chart here, okay? This is your eBay chart. Let's say you list 5 a day, 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 5 a day. eBay is going to give you a certain amount of traffic every day. So your traffic will look like this. This is why we recommend listing daily in the group. If one day you list 10, the next day you list 0, then you list 10, then 10, then 0, then 10. This is what your traffic will look like on eBay. It will bounce up and down, right? And so when you do this, every day your sales will be really different and it'll be very disorienting, and you'll be one of those people who complains on every single eBay video that your sales are inconsistent. Because I list a similar amount of items every single day, I almost have the same sales every day. And so I'm never really stressed out. So I think this is why you want a draft bank, because on let's say these 2 days, your family came in town and you weren't able to list, you can use that draft bank to keep that 5 listing a day habit going. This is why we recommend that in the group. And again, I want to just shout out Tech and Sports. All of the good ideas that I have are from him. He's been doing this for a long time. He hasn't missed a day of listing in 13 years. And eBay's made him millions of dollars, and that money has been transferred in the real estate, which is what people are talking about. They want to do something more passive. Okay, that costs a lot of money. Your freedom costs money. So if you want a bunch of rental properties like him spitting out millions of dollars, you need millions of dollars to start with, and you can do that selling used junk on the internet.
Question from M. Hijazi. Is
What's up?
eBay's 1099K form taxing everything, including taxes and shipping, or does eBay not factor the taxes on the 1099K form?
They don't factor the taxes on that form. That form is what gets deposited in your bank account. So remember, if you do not file in the expenses, the IRS will charge you income tax on the entire amount. So make sure that you deduct that. They've already taken out everything. That's what gets deposited for you.
Question from Beth Tillman. Chris,
What's up,
are
Beth?
you seeing auctions coming up first when you search comps? I am seeing this today and it looks like a change. Is eBay pushing us to list auctions?
I don't think so. So maybe eBay, one of the issues is that when eBay came out 20 plus years ago, maybe 30 years ago now, it was like known as an auction space. People auctioned, right? And now, like honestly, a 7-day or a 10-day auction, okay, is so mind-blowing when you look at Whatnot or any of these sites when the auctions are sometimes as short as 15 seconds. Or you can even watch it on Instagram or Facebook. Mark, you guys remember, or if you guys watch LuLaRoe, that company, women are selling clothing live on their Instagram. That's instant. So it's like the bidding happens live and then it gets sold. So I think eBay is not pushing their auctions because it's like the super duper slow. It takes like a week for the auction to end. Then you have to wait for them to pay. I don't think so. I think they want to buy it now. But okay, that being said, on the app, they do default it to auction. So maybe they're trying to get people who don't know what they're doing. So go ahead, list your iPhone for $1 and do the auction because it will guaranteed sell. Maybe if you don't know what you're doing and you paid $800 for your iPhone and you used it for 4 years and you don't understand business, so you put it up for $799 and you're like, it's only $1 less than 4 years ago when I bought it new. It will never sell. So maybe eBay is telling those people like, start your iPhone at $1 and whatever it sells for is the market.
A question from Brian Baker. I tried to get a storage unit, but the manager told me I could not use it to print labels or take pictures. Is this normal?
Yes. So most storage units are residential. They do not want you working there. It's called a storage unit. So they want you to store items there, not work there. I have a commercial unit. Lots of people here work here. There's tons of workshops here. So it has electricity. It's designed for that. It's a different license. It's a light commercial license. So like you couldn't, make cabinets here because that's the different license, but you could have basic lights. You can take photos here. Also, when you have a commercial unit, they usually let you close the front gate. If you work at a residential, they will not let you close the gate like that. They will force you to keep it open so they can see what you're doing inside. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat what your experience with storage units are, but when I was at residential, I could not close the door. They want to see. So I brought my own power, and that's how I did it.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Question from Austin Cunningham. For taxes for 2021, I did under 20K in sales. That means I don't have to report it, correct?
So technically, no, you have to report even $1 of profit if you sold one item. If you did not get a 1099K from eBay, that means they didn't report it. You are still required to report it though. So if I give you $1, you're required to report it. If you don't, you risk being audited. So that's just like a thing. But the IRS knows how much money is in your bank account. So you can't hide it. They want to come after you, but I don't know what it really is crazy. A lot of people don't understand that you're required to pay tax, and you live in the United States, so that's part of it here. And people will say, "Well, how do they know what I paid for it?" If you don't have a receipt, you can't actually prove that. So it's like the IRS is reasonable. So it's not reasonable for me to have 4,100 clothing items that are not my size. That's very unusual, right? They would be like, "That's weird. This is all your own personal." So that's why it's like when you decide to switch to a business account on eBay, it doesn't really matter because by default, you're a sole proprietorship. Everyone is. You are a sole proprietorship. You're already a business if you sell one item. It's just the difference between a business and a personal is just, are you selling it for profit or not? That's really the answer. So if you buy something for 200 and you sell it for $100, that's not a for-profit transaction. You automatically lose money as soon as you buy it for full price, unless it's something that goes up in value, which is something different. So, but for personal use, that's different. There's no profit on a personal use item because you paid full price for it.
Let's see. Questions.
Let's see.
We're at 12:42.
Okay. Appreciate everyone for stopping by the way. Again, there will be a live again on Monday, and every Monday now at 10 in the morning, we're going to be doing the live. So there's no more Thursdays, and we'll have some topics to go over.
Yeah. Question from At Home with Dad. Hey, love your content. Am living in Germany and thinking of buying an Amazon return truck, 32 pallets. Did you ever go for returns, and what should I watch out for?
Definitely. So I actually have a pretty good audience base in Stuttgart. I don't know why, but in Germany, Amazon returns and used clothing are great. So I would recommend if you're going to do return pallets, that's going to take some skill to really sort and grade every single item, test every single item. So I just make sure that you do a good job. It is profitable. Do as much of it as you can. Make sure that you have at least 30% more space than you think you need because it just takes a lot of space and room to do Amazon pallets or just pallets in general of returns. And again, get that stuff listed as soon as possible. And for me, all that stuff is replaceable, so I would just sell it as quickly as possible. A lot of liquidation companies get in trouble because they sell things for too much money. So I would just move it as much as possible business to business. So the main business to business in our world is to other resellers. So if you buy an Amazon pallet and you have a nice space and you have other resellers come to your shop and pay you $5, $6, $7, $8 a unit and you pay $2 to $4, that's a better deal for you than selling it on eBay, in my opinion, because they do all the work of flipping it and you can also sell it retail. So meaning someone could come into the shop, buy something that they might use for cheaper. So if I sold pallets, I'd try to do what Lindy Glenn is doing. Her store is really cool. She has a liquidation store. People physically go in, a brick and mortar. I would love to have her operation. That's very cool.
Question from Colin Murray, new to the group as of today.
What's it called?
I sell sports cards, and the question is it okay to use sell similar for all your listings, as I list 5 of the same cards back to back?
So no, you can't list sell similar off the identical item because that's not sell similar. That's called sell exactly the same. So sell exactly the same, just change the quantity from 1 to 5. If it's slightly different, yes, sell similar is great, but literally there's sell similar and then sell one like this is also not same thing. So you cannot have a duplicate listing of the same thing on eBay and they will block you if you decide to do that, because what you're doing is you are actually cheating by getting, if you have 2 listings that are the same, you take up 2 slots now. eBay doesn't allow people to take up more than 1 slot per listing. Oh, so one more thought for Colin. The way some people get around that is by opening a second account. And the second account lists the same item. So now they have 2 slots, but that's against eBay rules. But some people do that.
Question from Christian Santa Cruz. Is eBay slow in these moments?
Okay, yes, if you're not listing. So during the times when eBay makes a change, I I think that if you're listing consistently, you'll probably be doing better. Because there's a lot of people right now. I was just talking to Christine earlier. Somebody wrote me like a 5-paragraph essay about why eBay sucks. That person is not listing. So it's just like if you are a door-to-door salesman on the days that rain, you will have more business, but it's also harder to go out in the rain and go do it, right? But more people are at home when it's raining, and less salespeople are out there. So that's from Jim Rohn, and I really like that. Like, today's a great day for sales. Everyone's at home, including the other salespeople. So during the rain, which is right now, I think should be fantastic because there's way less people listing. A lot of people complaining.
Question from AA. Does it matter if my listing, if I list 8 today, 10 tomorrow, or should I stick to a regular number of listings a day?
All right, go back to my chart. Okay, so eBay traffic, right? If they give you a certain amount of traffic per item, guaranteed, right? If you want more traffic, you can pay for it with promoted listings. So here's my fancy chart. If you list the same number of items every day, you get the same amount of traffic every day. If you list a different amount of items, your traffic will vary every day, which makes it difficult to understand whether or not your sales are consistent or not. But if you don't list consistently, you have no idea. So first thing you need to do is list consistently so that we can get kind of a baseline. Then you'll be able to adjust. But if you have slow sales today, it might be because 2 weeks ago you took 4 days off. So it's important to understand, do the same thing every day, same results.
Question from Level Up Thrift. Hi, Chris. Thanks for the content. Do you recommend my 20 listings to be exclusively new listings or mix it with listings that are ending soon and select sell similar to relist those listings?
Okay, I should have a neon sign that says sell similar doesn't count. Maybe it helps you sell that previous item, but it's not a new item. So I always talk negatively upon the Poshmark 30-minute method because it says on the method that you can list or relist 3 items a day. But why would relist matter? So if that was the case, I would just list 10 items, and then tomorrow if they didn't sell, I would just end those 10 items and then relist those 10 items again. And then over the course of a month, I'll have the same 10 listings that I ended and relisted again. But if you list 10 a day for a month, you have 300 listings, 300 chances to make a sale. As my friend would say, you have 300 hooks in the water, you're going to catch some fish. And the better job you do, the more bait is on the hook. If you have a bad listing, priced too high, then your hook has no bait on it. That's a problem. You're waiting for a fish to hook itself onto your hook, and they're not going to do that. They have to want what you're eating, want what's on your hook, and go up and bite it. So you have to make sure. So there's so many people fishing right now with non-baited hooks, and that's not going to work. It's very competitive.
A comment from Coyote G. People in the chat are too focused on the number of items listed and not the quality of items. You can list items all day, but if they suck, they won't sell.
Yeah, and it's both. You have to list, and also the people who talk about quality listings usually don't list enough items. So, I would love to only sell $1,000 profit items because it takes the same amount of time to list a $1,000 item than a $10 item. So that's quality. But if I only sell 1 per month, I only made $1,000 profit. So if you're trying to pay your bills $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 per month, you need to sell a lot of widgets. So I agree with that, but it's both. It's like, I'm not going to work hard. I'll just work smart. There's people doing both. There's people working hard and smart. So it's really hard to just do one thing. Maybe we'll take 5 more questions. So everyone throw in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Also, before we get into that last question, I wanted to ask people about challenges from working at home. Are you distracted? Do you have a lack of schedule? And let's see. Or do you not know what to do? So if you're not productive, is it because you don't know what to do next? Is it because you're distracted? Lack of schedule? What's the reason that you don't get your listings up?
Let's see, there's a question from Mike C.
Okay.
It's about promoted listings again,
Go for
which
it.
we kind of talked about in the beginning. But do you recommend promoted listings, and what do you believe the best percentage is on low-cost clothing?
Got it. Okay, so my chart of traffic, if you list the same amount of items, you'll get traffic from eBay for free. You don't need to pay unless it sells. You get a final value fee. If you pay for promoted listings, this line will be higher. You will get more traffic by paying for it. Now, if it's worth it or not depends on your margins. Do I think it's worth it? It depends if you want more traffic or not. More traffic, if your item is priced too high, then it doesn't make sense because even if you promote at 100%, nobody will buy it because it doesn't make sense. So again, it's a bit challenging because you've got to pay to get the placement. And you also have to have a good deal so it converts. So for example, let's say there's a pool of fish and you're trying to catch a fish. When you pay for promoted listings, your hook goes deeper into the water and more fish are available to bite it. But what's on the hook still very important. So that's the important part. Yes, it's worth it.
Oh yeah. Question from Idea Resell. What do you consider a successful sale-through rate for an eBay store?
Okay, so that also depends on what you're selling. I would say in clothing, the average is 5% per month. So that means it would take you on average 20 months or a year and a half to sell one clothing item. That's on average. This includes people who are listing stuff that will never sell. This also includes like Tom Ford, CC Filson, Gucci. Like people ask me if I could only sell one brand, what would it be? Probably Gucci. I would sell it on The Real, and Gucci pretty much sells same day. So there's a million searches for Gucci every day, and there's only like 100 Gucci items available that are authentic. So you want to get the items that have the highest traffic, lowest competition. Those are always going to sell the quickest. So again, what's a good sell-through rate depends on what you're selling. Gucci, 100%. iPhones, 100%. Used Merona, used Target, used Walmart, used Kirkland. A good sell-through rate might be 1% a year. Maybe if you have 100 used Kirkland vests and you sell one per year, you're a rock star because nobody really wants that. So it depends. So what I would do is figure out the sell-through rate that you have, try to improve it or maintain it as you grow. We'll go two more.
Okay. Let's see. There's a question, Ibrahim. How would you recommend a 19-year-old student to get into the eBay business, and roughly how much would I need to get started?
So you don't need any money to start. What I would recommend as a 19-year-old is I definitely recommend going to trade school or college, okay, because you learn skills in those settings, not necessarily how to make money, because sometimes your degree doesn't correlate to what you do. But I do recommend going to college or going to trade school to learn different types of skills. I would start at home. Starting with no money is a blessing. You can figure out how to be creative. You can get friends and family to give you stuff to start. What I would do is just reinvest that money only. I would not take outside investment. If your aunt or your uncle gives you $1,000 or $100 to start, save that money. Start with nothing. Learn how to get stuff for free on Craigslist because it will teach you, I have this pile of garbage. How can I sell this to make a profit? Then, when you have your own money and you go out and you try to sell stuff, you'll know what to buy. But for me personally, I've always had income from different sources, so it's made me lazy because I didn't have to do the experiment like I did last August where I started with no money and I had to get packing supplies out of the garbage. That taught me so much. And now I'm doing this series where I'm going to be live showing you guys me listing. That's shown me a lot too, because when you're on camera and you're trying to figure out how everything works, you're just a lot more on point.
I think we can.
That's good?
There.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So we're moving the Monday live to Monday.
We're moving Thursday.
Thursday live to Monday, so
Yeah.
no more Thursday at noon. So mark your calendars for Monday, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific. Mm-hmm. Get all your questions ready. Also, if you just need immediate help, join our Patreon, patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. At the $35 level, we get the Facebook group. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.